this is Danielle Dunlap for Pawsome Stamps. Today I will be creating a slimline card with the Eggcellent Cupcakes stamp set. And I chose two of the cupcakes of this stamp set, the one with the bunny ears and the one where the bunny is like diving in the cupcake. Those are my two favorite, they're so cute. And then I'm using some of the other smaller stamps that I'm going to use to decorate my card with. So I stamped the images and I fussy cut them. There's also die cuts available. I just happen to not have them for this stamp set. I'm also creating this card for the March color challenge. And there's basically only two colors in this color challenge. One of them is greens, like a lighter green and a darker green. And there's some coral, salmon colors in different shades. So that is what I'm using mainly here to color my images. And one color combination I'm using is the R11, R21, and RV42. That is what I use here for the cupcakes. And on the eggs and here on the top of the cupcake, I'm using the R's, the R00, R01, and R02. They're quite similar, those color combinations, but it gives different shades of the color I'm aiming for and the colors that show in the color challenge for this month. The bunny is going to be brown, and I'm using my favorite color combination that I use for animals, which is the E40s, E41, E42, E43, and E44. Sometimes I go a little darker with E47 as well, but I didn't use that one on these images. Then for the pads on his paws and the inner ears, I used some RV10. Now I'm going to bring some green into the cupcakes as well, and I'm using the YG01, YG03, and YG05, and that is going to be the layer in between to separate those shades of the coral colors. And then I'm going to color the bunny peeps and the eggs. I'm using a bit of a purple shade here for the eggs, which is the Phi 91 and Phi 95. But it's not too purplish, if that makes sense. It's a good color that goes with all the other colors. And I'm using my yellows, the Y double zero, Y 000, and Y01 for the bunny peeps. And I'm bringing that purple with the Phi 90s in for the flower again. So I'm using very little variation of colors, but it all goes pretty well together. Now I'm going to build my card, and I cut this slimline frame with the 3 squares, and I die cut this background with the scallop edge, and I'm using a grassy border here to go all the way over the bottom part of my card. And I wanted it to be not too dark, so there was quite some green left on my ink brush, and I did not re-ink my brush again. And I like the top of my grass always to be the brighter green, so that's where I went in first with the leftover ink on my brush. And then I'm going to blend it out towards the bottom of my card. There's very little ink left on my brush, but it's just enough to get that lighter shade of green for my grass. Once the grass is done, I'm working on my sky, and I'm using the Pawsome Stamps Clouds for Days stencil, and it has 4 sides, and especially the longer sides work perfectly with the slimline card, and both sides have a different cloud formation, so you can easily mix and match them up for an interesting looking sky on your card. Now it is time to put my card together, And I'm just placing the frame over the background of my card so that I know where the sentiment is gonna go. And from this same stamp set, I'm using the Sweet Easter Blessing stamp, and that one goes in the middle square of the frame. And I wanted the frame to pop up a little bit from the background, so I'm using the strips of foam tape, and those are my favorite because they fit perfectly on some of those frame borders that you die cut. You do not have to cut anything thickness wise, you only have to trim some off the length of the foam tape. So once I have the entire frame covered in foam tape, I'm going to adhere it to the background of my card. And I really like how these two go together because around the edges you can still see that scallop border. And once this one is in place, I can add my images, and the cupcakes are going to go on some foam tape as well. The one with the bunny ears is a little bigger and doesn't fit entirely in the frame, so I'm also going to add a little drop of glue on the top of that ear just to make sure that it stays in place and that it gets attached to that top part of the frame over there. And then the next cupcake is going to go on some foam squares as well. And then on this card we have the cupcakes and the frame all popped up. And now I'm going to add all the other images that I colored that are going to be the decoration on this Easter card. And I'm just going to place them just a little randomly, making sure that the different images are spread out over the card. And it doesn't always happen like this, but I was pretty pleased with how I placed them right at first. And then I'm just gluing them down so it is only the cupcakes that are popped up with foam tape. I hope you enjoyed watching this card come together. Please hit the like and subscribe button to see more videos for Pawsome stamps. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day.